cards can help us better understand stories by uncovering the archetypes hidden within them. And by learning about these hidden archetypal forces, we begin to understand ourselves. In the first video of the Tarot in Games series, I explored the first archetype of the Major Arcana, the Magician, symbolizing action and materializing potential. The Magician is consciousness itself, the ego and the will to act and create. To ground the fiery sparks of the divine realm into material foundations.
The fuel oil catches fire immediately with a low hiss.
Yet, all this acting and moving around can become tiresome.
It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
And if there's never time to reflect and to wonder what all this acting around has actually produced, then we can one day wake up to find ourselves with an unsettling black void instead of a memory, and with an acute realization that our pants are missing. Don't get me wrong, doing things is great and all, but without a little bit of reflection as to what your acting has brought about in the world and in you, you might get so hooked on action that you forget to actually stop. And by you, I mean me. Or maybe I mean Harry, the main character from Disco Elysium.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
That guy is a literal train wreck.
It's you. You're Tequila Sunset. We've met before. Don't you remember? It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things."
A banged-up motor carriage half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean.
All this acting, all this moving around is useless if we don't take time to reflect on the question, who am I?
Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. Really, all recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions.
Who am I? Well, this is what Harry has to figure out, along with answers to questions such as, where are my pants? Where are my badge and gun? And who hanged the guy behind the hotel? In other words, as Harry tries to uncover his own identity, he also has to solve a murder investigation.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Luckily, to help him traverse the perils of amnesia and police work, are the voices of his conscious and unconscious mind, various sides of Harry's psyche called attributes. These include attributes pertaining to emotional intelligence, such as Inland Empire, the voice of Harry's intuition.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. He was just about to head home. The first step back home proved to be his last. This is an omen, a sign from above that you need to stop drinking.
Empathy brings Harry closer to people.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
In his eyes, an unfamiliar longing, flecks of brown and gold. It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon.
Excuse me?
A flinch jolts his frame. The question has touched a nerve.
While authority makes them obey.
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free.
Use this momentary confusion to take control of the situation.
There's also a rational side of his psyche that has to do with logic, really useful during a murder investigation. Rhetoric helps when Harry has to talk to other people.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Drama when he needs to put on a show.
None of this matters. No, none of this matters at all.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
No one is saying the multi-pattern necktie you found tied to the ceiling fan can talk. No one. It must be merely imagination. But
Let's bail! Time to push the eject button! Sounds like a responsibility! You don't like those!
Some attributes, such as savoir-faire, refer to Harry's agility.
as you blow this joint, behind you a whiny voice shouts,
Real mature, man. Real mature.
interfacing to the dexterity of his fingers.
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol.
Then there's voices that have to do with the detective's body, such as shivers, which is a sort of streetwise sixth sense, always telling you about the smallest changes in the surroundings.
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away.
There's also electrochemistry, which is the party boy echo ringing in the depths of Harry's soul.
A bright orange bottle with peptide stamped on it, in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for.
Asking about the whereabouts of the nearest mind-altering substance. Drugs? Where? Long story short, it's pretty crowded in Harry's mind.
You are the destroyer's limited fusion of an element to control a long
But since the detective is suffering from a strange case of alcohol-induced amnesia, any help will do. Maybe the voices could help him uncover what's hiding within the depths of his elusive soul. Deeper still, below the attributes, lie primordial voices, such as the ancient reptilian brain, representing Harry's instincts.
The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meet around you. A sensation. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
And the limbic system, which is the conductor of Harry's emotions.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it?
Harry is a mediator of all these voices, juggling with his inner elements like a chemist or alchemist juggles with balls of energy in a lab, and he has to do all this introspection while trying to appear normal to his partner for this investigation, Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Kim is just a normal cop.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57.
He has his small moments where he shines,
Never fuck with Kim Kitsuragi.
but mostly he's there to make sure Harry doesn't set himself on fire. The premise is that these two detectives have been sent to investigate the death of a mercenary in the city of Revachol. The victim was hired by a large corporation called Wild Pines.
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing.
And his task was to intimidate a union of dock workers who were on strike against the company. A mob of dock workers lynched the mercenary, hanging him in the backyard of the hotel, whirling in rags. The death of this one man exposes centuries of ideologies and powers at friction with each other. The land used to be a powerful empire, which was overthrown by communists 50 years ago. But the communist revolution didn't last long, since a coalition of capitalist countries halted its momentum and slaughtered the communists.
The combined might of international capital, all at once, all the greed and terror in the world, tore into Revachol. It lifted streets from the ground and turned houses into ghosts.
Eventually, this coalition of nations, as it was called, occupied the city of Revachol and plundered it. Capitalism prevailed, communism went extinct or underground. But the poor folks from the fishing village in Martinez remain as they always were, poor.
All I know is nothing changed. Not in the material base, not in the hegemony. There was no uprising, just words. The Union fizzled, sogged. Nothing came of it, nothing.
Now, Harry works for the RCM, the Revachol Citizens Militia. Basically, the police department that sent his sorry R's to work this case. And since the RCM is the punishing hand of the coalition of nations, it's not as if the local population is happy to welcome agents of the fascist occupying power.
Oh, that's very nice. Little Piggy wants to make sausages.
Simply put, it's not the RCM policing Revachol, but the seemingly socialist union of dock workers.
Goddamn right, this is Union Town!
So Harry is in a bit of a pickle. He can't run around guns blazing because he doesn't remember who he is. And even if he did, the people of Martinez are an excuse away from unloading their rifles. Remember the magician, the first card? Well, if the magician would be a game, he'd be a first-person shooter. Or maybe a fighting game. Something where the main character always has to keep acting. The ego must be fed new things to do. But if the High Priestess were a game, it'd be one where there's time and space to retreat. Stop all that outward acting and reflect. It's only after withdrawing from action and the noise of the world that we can allow the inner voices to emerge. The High Priestess is an archetype that urges us to stop for a moment all our frenzied actions, disconnect from the world, and let the unconscious speak its weird tongue. Ideas from that side of us that is hidden begin to emerge, images, feelings, symbols from a sunken world. Strange feelings, sensations permeate from the lower depths of our souls and emerge as visions and signs. This inner voice of wisdom is hidden to most of us. We do everything in our power to try to avoid it, from overworking to drinking, anything to drown out those strange voices from the unconscious. Yet, sometimes they emerge despite our best efforts. The unconscious mysteries championed by the High Priestess cannot be understood by reason at all. The mind tries to piece together what the unconscious says and produces a jumbled mess. Behind the High Priestess, the realm of imagination is represented by water. An undifferentiated stream of myth and symbol, this holy water is itself shielded by a veil. We cannot yet pierce the veil and enter that world because we do not know how to. To engage with these unconscious waters in their purest form deeply enough to bring a droplet of wisdom back with us into our waking life is what the Major Arcana teaches us. But we are still at the beginning. No, in order to understand the unconscious world guarded by the High Priestess, we must learn to engage with unconscious knowledge in other ways. Through intuition and dreams, through art and creation, through your body noticing small changes in the air and scent rising from the dew-dropped flowers growing from the cracks in the asphalt, through drugs. We're getting ahead of ourselves. What's important to remember is that the unconscious is another side of you that is hidden from yourself, or what you think as yourself, you in this waking moment. The unconscious has a separate life full of events and sensations that only vaguely reach your ego, your conscious side. But these two poles of your being, unconscious and ego, do communicate, especially when you dream, or when you meditate, or even when you walk down the street and are suddenly overwhelmed by weird feelings or sensations. The body knows. That side of you that we can call High Priestess is in tune with the unconscious, lurking below the darkness of our conscious being. But the High Priestess cannot tell us what the inner voices are saying. She cannot consciously express what she unconsciously perceives. The wisdom of the unconscious remains a mystery. We see visions we cannot yet decipher. But one thing's for sure. Simply doing things in the real world is not the whole sum of our existence. If we put the first two cards of the Major Arcana next to each other, you might notice a couple of dualities appear. Ego, unconscious. Action, reflection. Sun, moon. Light, dark. Even the fact that one is male and the other is female. The two yin-yang-like pillars on both sides of the High Priestess also emphasize this notion. That our world is made up of dualities, and that they are all illusions. The truth hidden behind the dichotomies of the world, the truth known by philosophers like Heraclitus and alchemists alike, is that all is one. And from this oneness, the whole world follows. The polarities that we hold so dear, like day and night, left and right, hide and mystify the shared unity of all things. But the Major Arcana ends with a card that unites all opposites. The world is the culmination of the process of the tarot. It is neither male nor female, neither conscious or unconscious. Instead, the world lies beyond duality, a perfect blend of ego and shadow, light and day, a hermaphrodite putting one foot after another, creating a sequence of action and potential. Ego and unconscious become indistinguishable one from another. A cosmic dance of oneness. But we are still at the beginning. The High Priestess urges us to cease all the acting of the ego, in order to awaken visions of the infinite potential that is the unconscious. Disco Elysium is a very High Priestess-oriented game, not only because Harry talks to unconscious voices and deciphers strange dreams, but also because below the reality of Revachol lie hidden potentials of alternate histories. The doomed commercial district is a sort of graveyard of businesses and projects. At its core, Harry finds an abandoned video game studio, which was developing a radio-based role-playing game that would have revolutionized entertainment. All that remains is a colossal wreck of a project.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow.
The potential for creation remains an idea, a prototype, unrealized because the right action or circumstance was absent. On the streets, the ghosts of a failed revolution shuffle aimlessly, awestruck and alienated by a world ruled by the whims of capital. One face stands out from the phantom procession. The shadows of Krasmazov's mutton chops loom over the fallen snow. The unconscious not only speaks of what is, but also of what isn't, and what could have been. The best in-game example of this is the Pale, which is a tissue that covers 3/4 of the world of Elysium. This strange substance cannot be felt or even directly measured, and no one really knows what it is. But since people live on islands separated by oceans of Pale, they come into contact with it all the time. Some believe that the Pale contains all memories of present, future, and past.
I'm gone. Into the wild Pale yonder. In the past. Way out in the west.
The Pale appears to be a more observable version of the unconscious. It could be the ocean of myth and symbols that the High Priestess hides behind her veil. Lift the veil to feel the Pale. However, the Pale also destroys all beings that dare enter it, and acts as a sort of antimatter, or even a polluting force that humanity unconsciously generates. In a different reading of the term, we can see the Pale as capitalism itself, the heart of darkness hiding in the chest of humanity. A force that threatens all life on the planet.
The Pale too came with you. It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind.
So is this Pale the imagination or oneness? Or is it the destruction of the world of Elysium?
We had it all. The trees and the flowers and the birds. There it was. Paradise. And what did we do with it? Well, we did what we always do, Harry boy. We took a big, fat, ideological dump on it, of course. The coast is filled with broken glass. The fish is dead. The flower coughs its pretty little botanical lungs out, trying to get the stench of nicotine and garbage out.
But you sense it, don't you? Somewhere there was potential for a different world. The specter of Krasmazov haunts the streets, whispering about a revolution that would have brought an era that never came to be. In the decrepit commercial building, all the ghosts of the past, failed businesses and forgotten artistic projects echo their supernatural complaint against the still living world. Why me? They cry. Why did I die and you live? Something is awfully wrong here, you're thinking to yourself, Harry boy. What about those great ideas like justice and hope and the triumph of good over bad? Where are they to shield me now? You're a fish out of water, Harry. Stop your flapping about and listen. The thing about stuff is that it either happens or it doesn't. End of story. That's not true. Those worlds that never came to be, the successful revolution, the indie radio-based RPG game that changed the world, or the potential for a better day for the people of Revachol, still linger in the depths of the unconscious. Every now and then, they pull on the living realm, causing small ripples that slightly change our trajectories. There's potential. I can feel it coming from the other room. There's electricity in the air there. Maybe a drink or a drug. Something. Anything. As long as it's not the past. Let's go, Harry. Time to go, Harry. But if you go back to acting without reflection, you'll loop back to being Harry at the beginning of the story. There are moments where we need to hear the voices of the unconscious, where we must ask ourselves what our feelings, dreams, memories, unconscious images mean. The High Priestess urges us not to be afraid of the voices and images from the unconscious world of dreams, but to embrace the strange visions and whispers flowing from the depths below.